Picture this. A bustling street market in Shanghai, steam rising from countless food stalls. The air is thick with the aroma of spices and the sounds of vendors hawking their wares. Among them is a humble noodle stall, its owner diligently preparing bowls of steaming hot noodles for a line of eager customers. This is a familiar scene in China, a country of contrasts where ancient traditions meet rapid modernization. This scene isn't just about food, it's about dreams. The customers, from office workers to students, are all chasing their own versions of the Chinese dream. They yearn for a better life, for good food, a secure future for their children, and access to quality healthcare. But these dreams, as basic as they seem, are often intertwined with anxieties about food safety, the pressure cooker environment of education, and the rising costs of medical care. These concerns aren't just abstract anxieties. They're the daily realities for millions of Chinese citizens, the whispers behind the economic fanfare. They represent the human side of China's economic miracle, a side often overlooked in the narratives of soaring GDP and technological prowess. Understanding China means understanding these anxieties, these aspirations, these very human stories that unfold in the shadow of progress. Let's talk about the Gaokao. No, it's not a mythical creature or a martial art, though it might as well be considering the weight it carries. The Gaokao is China's national college entrance exam, a grueling multi-day test that determines the academic fate and arguably the future prospects of millions of Chinese students. Imagine the SATs, but multiply the pressure tenfold, add a dash of national obsession, and you're getting close. The Gaokao is more than just an exam, it's a societal pressure cooker. Students spend years, sometimes their entire childhoods, preparing for this one test. Their families pour time, money, and energy into supporting their efforts, knowing that a good score can be a ticket to a better life. The pressure is immense, both on the students and their families. This intense focus on education speaks to its perceived value in Chinese society. It's seen as the key to upward mobility, a way to escape poverty and achieve a better future. But this singular focus also creates its own set of problems. The emphasis on rote memorization and test-taking skills often comes at the expense of critical thinking and creativity. Now, before you think I'm about to launch into a China bad, America good rant, let's be clear. China's education system is complex. It's a system of contradictions, capable of producing brilliant engineers and scientists while also perpetuating inequalities. Yes, the Gaokao can be a brutal meritocracy, but it also provides a path for students from disadvantaged backgrounds to climb the social ladder. Compare this to the US education system, where access to quality education is often determined by zip code, where the children of the wealthy are groomed for success in elite institutions, while those in underfunded schools struggle to receive even a basic education. Both systems have their flaws, but the Chinese system, at least in theory, offers a semblance of equal opportunity, even if the reality is far more nuanced. The problem in China isn't necessarily the lack of opportunity, but the unequal distribution of resources. Students in wealthy urban areas have access to better schools, better teachers, and more educational resources, giving them a significant advantage. This creates a cycle of inequality where those born into privilege are more likely to succeed, while those from disadvantaged backgrounds face an uphill battle. Section $4 and when. Comparing educational investments. Let's talk numbers, shall we? China has been investing heavily in education, pumping billions of yuan into building new schools, improving teacher training, and expanding access to education in rural areas. This commitment to education is reflected in the country's literacy rate, which has skyrocketed in recent decades. The US, on the other hand, has been steadily disinvesting in public education, slashing funding for schools and leaving many students behind. The result? A widening achievement gap between rich and poor, and a decline in the quality of education for many American students. It's like watching a slow-motion train wreck, except the train is full of children's futures. This isn't to say that throwing money at the problem will magically solve everything, but it's clear that investment matters. China's commitment to education, while not without its flaws, is a testament to the belief that education is the key to national progress. Section 5. Mountains beyond mountains, the struggle for a good life, but education is just one piece of the puzzle. For many Chinese citizens, the good life feels like a distant mountain peak, perpetually shrouded in mist. The cost of living is rising, particularly in major cities. Housing prices are through the roof, making home ownership a distant dream for many, and healthcare, while improving, can still be a significant financial burden. These struggles are often invisible behind the glittering facade of China's economic miracle. We see the gleaming skyscrapers and the technological advancements, but we don't always see the millions of people struggling to make ends meet, working long hours for meager wages and sacrificing their own dreams so their children might have a better future. This is the dichotomy of modern China, a country of immense progress and opportunity, but also one marked by inequality and hardship. The Chinese dream is within reach for some, but for many others it remains a distant aspiration.